Mental toughness is something that everybody needs, but it doesn't come without its challenges. Like, if you're someone and you are trying to grow in mental toughness, then that means that you're going to have to grow a muscle that is currently weak. So, welcome back to my channel where I teach you how to build a business, make money online, and also have a balanced life. Today, we're having a conversation around mental toughness. And I cannot say that this is like a glamorous topic or that this is a topic that's going to make you a ton of money or like seemingly makes you a ton of money, but it is something that is necessary to live this life and to be able to build the business of your dreams. Because here's the deal, and we're going to talk about this all throughout the episode, is that you are where you are in life right now. And you're trying to go from this level to this level, okay? And so in order to go from this level to the next level, that means you're going to have to grow. That means you are going to be stretched and you're going to have to go through some challenges in order to be stretched. So let's have a conversation about that. So when it comes to being mentally tough, what does it mean to be mentally tough? I'm going to actually do a quick Google search so that way we can see together what Google says about mental toughness, okay? So we're going to type in mental toughness and then hit enter and see what comes up. So it says mental toughness is a personality trait that determines your ability to perform consistently under stress and pressures and is closely related to qualities such as character, resilience, grit, and perseverance, okay? There's also some little images here, okay? So one image has the word mental toughness in the middle, and then there's like some circles around it, okay? And it says control, commitment, confidence, and challenge, okay? Emotional control, the delivery oriented, goal oriented, stretching oneself, learning from everything, interpersonal confidence, confidence in abilities, life control. So, what does that mean? What that means that if you are going to develop mental toughness, here are some of the things that you're going to have to do. One, it says you're going to have to be a personality trait that determines your ability to perform consistently under stress and pressure. Qualities such as character, resilience, grit, and perseverance. So let's talk a little bit about character. So there are a lot of things to say about character, but one of the things to understand about character is this. If your character is at a level 4, then in order to be mentally tough, that means your character is going to have to go to a level 7, 8, 9. I'll give you an example. Let's just say you want to be responsible with money. You want to be trustworthy with money. And right now you are trustworthy with $5,000 a month, but you want to be trustworthy with $500,000 a month. So what that means is that your ability to be trusted with more you've got to go through a process, okay? So here's what that means. Let's just say all of a sudden you get this deal for $100,000. Like, it may not seem like your character's being tested, but it is being tested because here you've got the more money than you've ever had, so to speak, in your life. What are you going to do with that? Are you going to spend it all? Are you going to invest it all? Are you going to save? Are you going to find ways to be able to make more from it? Like, what are you going to do with that? Or let's just say, and I'm just giving an example, let's just say you're walking out somewhere and you find a bag of money. It's a lot of money in this bag. And you say you want to be trusted with $500,000 a month. Well, there's an opportunity there where your character may actually be tested to see what would you do in a situation where when you find money that you know it does not belong to you and you want to be trusted with more money. What do you do with that? Now, I'll be honest. A part of me is like, you thank God for the money and you give 10%. No questions asked, right? But the party that says, I want to be mentally tough means that in that battle, when you want to do the thing that says, don't start now, won't be now, this is mine, versus turning it into police, if you're wanting to be mentally tough, then that means you're going to fight the battle of being like, I am going to do the right thing. I am going to turn this money over. That's like this moment of like mental toughness, okay? Not to mention is that here's these moments when someone, let's just say you're building an audience online and somebody's coming at you saying crazy stuff, and you have an opportunity to retaliate, to seek revenge, or to defend yourself. Someone that is developing strong character and mentally tough is going, okay, here's how I normally would respond. I am in this time of pressure. I'm in this time of conflict or crisis, and I'm being given this moment in time to determine how am I actually going to respond in this situation. There is a huge moment in time of being like, okay, mentally tough means I am not going to respond the way that I normally would respond. I am going to take a moment. I am going to think. I'm going to gather my thoughts, and I'm going to find the right way to be able to respond to this. What your normal reaction would have been to just react, to respond without actually pausing, thinking, strategizing, or what have you. Does that make sense? And so that is like when you're trying to develop that level of character. Now, when it comes to building a business, there's so many things that go along with building a business, you know? Like there is the pressure of like knowing what to do. Because like you know what you know about your business, right? But there's so much that you don't know about building a business or even your type of business. And there's going to be these moments when you realize I'm out of my league here. I'm at level 6. I have no idea how to get out of the situation because my mind is at, my experience is at a level 6. I have no idea how to get to 6.5, 6.1, or 7, or what have you, because you don't know how to do that. And a person that becomes mentally tough says, I don't really know what to do, but I am going to take myself on this journey so that I can figure out what to do. And instead of just quitting or just saying I'm done or whatever, you go on this journey. I'll give you a really funny example. So as right now you're watching this, I just had surgery, and there's all these processes that I had to go through in order to have surgery. And one of the ones was the week before surgery, I had to go to like a LabCorp, and I had to do like a little test or whatever. And so I went to the first LabCorp. It said that it could take walk-ins. I went to it and they said, no, you need an appointment. And I was like, okay. So then I looked up to find, another one that was nearby, and that one was 12 miles away. And I was like, okay, I budgeted to be out about an hour and some change, but that was it. And so I said, okay, I'll go to this next location. I get to the next location, I get inside, and it's like a lab. It's like massive. It's like, it's not a place for people that are getting testing done. And by this time, I'm getting very frustrated. I walk out and I'm just like, I just need to go home. I've got work to do. I've got things to do. I just got too much to do. And I remember sitting in the car and I was having this battle in my mind where I was just like, okay, listen, you can either go home and then tomorrow or Friday, you've got to find time to be able to get out and go and do this. Or you can just regulate yourself, find a location that does walk-ins, and then you can drive around and you can go and find that location. I had to sit there and talk to myself because I was so frustrated. But I was like, Kenya, there's nobody to go and do these tests. You have to go and do these tests. And it's either going to be today or it's going to be tomorrow. And so I just went, put the new address in my GPS and drove. And then once I got there, got the test done, I was so glad that I went and didn't have to go the next day. That was a moment in time where I was here, and in order for me to get what I needed to get, I had to do something that I did not want to do, which helped my level of toughness. It gave me just a little more muscle. Now, it was just a test, but it's still like, here is this moment where all heck is breaking loose, right? So to speak. Like I had this moment in my business where we teach TikTok marketing, and the government was trying to ban TikTok. So for 6 months, our clients just were not making any purchases from us, zero. And I had this huge moment where I was just like, I've got to make a shift, because if I don't make a shift, this is going to put me potentially out of business, which means my employees don't have a job or whatever, And it was such a hard moment. And I remember like texting, two of my business coaches at the time, and I was just like, everything is just going crazy right now. And one of them was like, okay, call me tomorrow, 6 a.m. And I called him. And I am just like telling him what is going on. And he is just trying to listen to me, trying to guide me through, just guiding me, trying to guide me. And in that moment, I didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. And he was just like, okay, look at where are you spending, like, where are you spending money? Just look at things and get things calm. And I remember just going, okay. And that day, I just was like, okay, let me make all these different changes. Let me reach out to my team and have a conversation with my team and let them know what's going on. We had been going through the process anyway of like them being fully aware, but then it was like this moment in time where I was just like, and fast forward, guess what? We made it through. But guess what happened? My toughness went from a 6 to a 7 in that moment. And so now I'm like, I'm not where I was mentally because I weathered the storm, but I didn't go crazy. I got some counsel and then I started doing the things that I needed to do to pivot in my business. Okay. Same thing that happened to me when I went through divorce. That was a devastating situation. And it was like, listen, I don't have a choice. I don't have anywhere to go. So I've got to pick myself up by my bootstraps. I've got to find a better job, got to find a car, find a place to live. And I went through that journey and I look at myself from like 10 years ago or whenever it was. And I am just like, wow, look at where I was mentally and look at where I am today. And it's because I was met with resistance and then I had to allow myself to go through this journey. So if you're saying to yourself that you want to develop mental toughness, then what you got to do is you got to determine like, okay, where am I actually? Okay. Where am I actually in different areas of my life? And be honest about it. Okay. Then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start learning, right? So I have lots of books that I read, lots of podcasts I listen to, and then audiobooks that I listen to. And what is all that stuff doing? That stuff is depositing things on the inside of me for what I like to call rainy days. Like I read all these books back in the day when I was in network marketing. And when I was going through the surprise of a divorce, I was at my weakest point in my life. But because of all the stuff that I had on the inside of me, I didn't realize how tough that I was. And so for today, wherever you are today, if your goal is to go from this level to the next level, then you're going to have to be growing and developing yourself as a person. How you think, how you believe, how you respond, the tools that you have in your tool belt that you can pull out in times of crisis. Because if you don't have anything in here, when a situation happens, you have nothing to give out. You just don't. That's like a person that never learns about having a baby, right? When you have that baby, you're going to be like, you don't have no idea what is going on. But the person that is reading all these books about having a child, when that child comes into the world, you have some level of an understanding of what's going on, right? So a new mom is typically like, oh my God, what is happening with the baby? But her mom comes in and is like, oh, it's probably this. Her mom has like levels of like experience and wisdom and all that type of stuff. And she's tougher because she birthed kids. She knows what it's like to stay. She just knows what it's like to do certain things because of what she's gone through. And so that's the same thing for you. So if you want to be mentally tough, you can't just wait on a conflict situation or some resistance is met or everything falls apart. You've got to be putting things on the inside of you right now, because when that rainy day comes and the fire gets lit, what's inside is what's going to come out. Okay. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you are choosing to go on a journey to develop and grow yourself. If you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And so make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have new videos that come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we teach you how to make money so you can live your best life.